This is Voice of the East. My name is Big Ajibo. And today is a special edition because we're bringing to you something that is happening in the city of Enugu as we speak. So, a young girl that happens to be a nurse went on social media and she called out a particular hospital. She said something about what is going on in that hospital, the way things have gone so bad in the hospital. She says something about light. She says something about the environment. She says something about water. And from the stories we gathered today, being the 4th or the 3rd of April, um, we got to hear that somehow this girl got an indefinite suspension from her institution, from her school. So we decided to call this person in question to ask her questions and know what exactly is happening. Also in the studio with me today is somebody that I respect so much. When I placed a call through to this particular girl in question, he called me back and he told me, Ajibo, I am behind the story and I have 100% fact of everything that is happening with regards to the situation. And trust me, I was impressed. So he told me that he was going to come to the studio with this girl and we'll get the conversation started. So in the studio with me, I have the person that is causing a serious stir in Enugu State right now. Her name is Joy Ezugo and she's from Nsukka, my place. Joy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How does it feel to be on the spotlight?
I feel delighted anyway. It's my first time on
Okay.
a show like this.
Yeah.
So it's a new experience too.
Okay. And that is it. So before we came live, he told me that I should call him his real name, but I told him, Mama, me, I go call you with the name I used to know you. So when I call you, you introduce yourself with your real name. So I have a respected colleague, my boss in the industry, Igwe Dikin, senior colleague. Oh. I told him I was going to bring him, but now he's here. My other, how are you doing? Good to have you. Tell us your full name.
My name is Uchenna Ibueme, popularly known as Igwe Dikin, which has overtaken my real name.
Okay.
However, it doesn't take away the fact that my name is Uchenna Ibueme. So thank you once again. Thank you, Adibo. Thank you, boss.
Thank you so much for coming. It's an impromptu thing. Thank you so much for coming. Now, according to what I have here, Enugu State has allocated 95.7 billion naira to health and social services sector in the year 2026. Now, in the year 2024, 21.7 billion naira was allocated to the health sector, and in the year 2025, 45.8 billion naira was allocated. Now, if you check between the year 2024 till 2026, you're going to see a significant increase with regards to the budget that goes to the healthcare in Enugu State. The reason why I'm saying this is for you to understand the amount of money that goes to the healthcare, so that in the course of this conversation, we tend to understand, or when we, further our research, our investigations with regards to the story, we tend to understand the reason why the said hospital is in this state. Now, coming to Joy, tell us, what's the name of your school?
Easy College of Nursing.
Okay, how is the program like?
Yeah,
What's the program like?
Healthcare.
Okay.
And we have School of Nursing, which is in Atboga.
Okay.
And I mean the one at Faces, the healthcare, but they also call us nurses because they give us nurses tag. And we do basically everything that nurses do. We go for clinicals and we wear scrubs.
Okay.
So what they call it vocational nursing.
Vocational
Yeah.
nursing. So how did you get to the said hospital?
Okay, after our exams, we're supposed to go for our second clinicals, which is supposed to be in a general hospital or health center. So they referred us to the Uwani General Hospital. So the first day we came to work on a Monday, the crowd was too much. So the matron on duty said we should get a roster for our duty. So we'll know the days will come, the days will not come. So after the roster, I have duty on Friday, and which is a night duty. So I came to work around 6, 7, getting to the place. So we're just having a normal conversation with the security there. So he said, I asked him, so there's no light in this hospital. He said there's no lights for months. They've not been light, that they are owing NEPA 700,000 and they've not fixed it. There's no water. The mosquitoes there are very massive. The structures are very poor. So he was like, who can summon courage to go online and make a video and snap the environment and share to the world? So me and my colleagues were like, okay, we can do it. So I made a video with my colleagues. We did the video and I went home. Going home, I now posted on my TikTok. I never knew it was going to go viral. And I was never doing, it was not my intention to do it to bring somebody down, both the institution and the government. I never did that. So when I started having calls from the government, people calling to get...
There's somebody from the government called.
Yes.
Okay.
Saying they should get the video down and all of that. I never did.
Did the person that called, did he or she tell you his or her position?
Yes, he said he's a PA to the media.
A PA
to the media.
To the media. That was what he said.
That was what he said.
Okay.
So he said I should take it down and test him on WhatsApp. And I never did.
Okay.
So he called and called and called. I didn't take his calls.
Okay.
So the next day, which is on Monday, the school called to our attention that he wants to see all of us, the student that did the video and both our classmates. So we all went to the school. Getting there, the lady said I should tell her my own side of the story, admin. So I told her and she said on getting to the place I was explaining of the pulling down of the video, she asked me, did I pull it down? I said, no ma. She said, like, why didn't I pull it down? I said, it has gone viral. Me pulling it down is putting myself in a compromising situation. I could not do that. She said that she must take me to my house and I will definitely put the video down. I said, okay, no problem. Then on doing the whole thing, we didn't go again. And she now said she's going to give us, the three of us, indefinite suspension.
So right now, the three of you are
on indefinite suspension.
Indefinite suspension.
Yes.
Okay. So apart from that, did she call your parents or she just did?
No, she didn't.
Suspension thing?
She did. She never called my people. She never called anybody. She never reached out. She said she was standing on her ground that for me to wear her uniform and do such video and post online, that she's against it. Okay. I'm not the only nurses. I'm not the only student that comes to the hospital. But when I summoned the courage to do that it was a bad thing I did. She was really against it. So
she was against the fact that you saw what happened or what is happening in a general hospital, a state-owned hospital, yeah? Okay, and you put it out there. And this was, something that the gatesman said to you, the security guy said to you. Exactly, because we never knew about it. Okay, who someone courage to talk about what is happening in this space. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Dickie, let me come to you. This is what she said. You have been in the media industry for a very, very long time. Let me come in from the point where the owner of the institution where she is was telling her to pull down the video. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, thank you very much, Ajibo. I was on another channel this morning and, they asked me what my interest was, for me to have taken up the story. And I began by also telling them that, first of all, I don't know Joy. Yesterday was my first time of, meeting her in person when I told her to come take me to her school. Because we have this culture of encouraging Nigerians to speak up. Eventually, when they speak up, they are being bullied to a corner. And for me, as a citizen of this country, Nigeria belongs to all of us. Nobody is more Nigerian than another. All right. Yes, you might be in a position today, but you can't be there forever. And there's no reason why a young person speaks up, calls out the ills. It's not like these things were fake news or propaganda or anything. You and I have been in the media space, we've seen things. All right. So for me, the fact that she was bold enough to call this out, all right, I commended it. Then only to wake up yesterday morning and saw that there's also another video that she's been suspended indefinitely. That triggered me. All right, because what you're trying to do is you are, rather than commending, her courage, the courage of she, Ezine, Ella, that came together to say, let's talk about this. Let's show the poor state of this hospital. She forgot to mention that there was a pregnant woman there that night who was being booked for CS. There was no light in the hospital to carry out this CS. In fact, they had to even go and buy fuel. Somebody had to bring
4,000.
4,000 naira to buy fuel. Okay, so there are issues. These are the issues. So why then do you, instead of, rather than commending the effort, you are trying to shut the person down? You are trying to now say, you know what, this was not why I sent you there. I'm sending the three of you on indefinite suspension. That triggered me, and I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to step in, get involved. I reached out to the blog that posted it. They weren't very fast in responding to me. I had to go back to the video. I saw the TikTok video that had her username, so I had to search her up on TikTok. Sent her a message, commended her, then said, please, I need your contact, let's talk. We spent over 20 something minutes on the phone talking, and she narrated everything to me. I said, you know what, we have to begin by visiting your school first of all. Yesterday, I alongside her cousin, and my friend, Mr. Tochkwabo, we visited the school. Somewhere about, in fact, we spent about almost 30 minutes or thereabout traveling to where the school is, somewhere around Bovenike, very far.
I can imagine.
I can tell you that the environment is also not safe for these children who are schooling there, because just on our way to the school, this is like a settlement. We saw, cattle rearers and Fulani herders who are rearing their cows in numbers, in large numbers. I have video evidences to back up everything that we're seeing in all of these things. And I haven't gotten to the school. I requested to meet the administrator, Mrs. or Miss, I don't know, Ifeinwa, please, what's her surname now? Okudo, Ifeinwa Peace Okudo, to speak with her, to hear their own side of the story. Because as a journalist, we are trained to always gather all the facts in every story, get the two sides of every story before going out. And I wanted to, accord them that respect, that regard, to say, okay, here I am. They were more interested in knowing who I am and where I came from. And I just simply, I'm Uchine women. That's all you need to know. Maybe if you had gone to Google to make your research, you would have found more stuff about me. But maybe they didn't think of going in that direction. They were just more interested in knowing who sent me, where I'm from. Long story short, I explained to the PA, to the woman, the reason why I'm here, and she went back to tell me that the woman said she can't see us, that we're not an appointment. Okay, can you give me a number to call? They gave me a fake number. All right. Eventually, I was able to, through her help, get a contact, the real contact. I spoke to this woman 3 minutes, 7 seconds on the phone, and she was just blabbing. She was making some statements that made me ask why this kind of person, individual, should be handling such, institution that breeds life, that molds life. I never heard of Easy International Nursing Center or whatever for the very first time. It was my first time hearing it. So, and why would you rather choose the negative publicity than the positive publicity? If you had called this girl, maybe her approach wasn't right, and tell her, okay, I commend you for what you've done. All right. However, going forward, this are the right channels to do this thing. All right. But I commend you. For one, if I'm part of that management, I will recommend that for the best, student of the year, because you've solved the problem. What's the essence of putting people out there? What's the essence of you living if you're not solving any problem? So, and after that has happened, we left the school, came back to Enugu. I started making calls, reaching out to colleagues to say, listen, we must talk about this issue. And, along the line, trying to do this, we got Alex on here too, who, graciously has given her a scholarship to study in any best nursing school, either in Nigeria or within the shores. So we are grateful to him for that. But it's also important to note that the suspension, because there's a narrative that's been going on about the suspension being triggered by the state government. It has nothing to do with the state government.
Okay, because I was coming to that point. She says something about somebody from the state government calling her, and the person is SA2
media. The SA on media to His Excellency Governor Peter Ndubisimba Darlington Arinze Namani had reached out. Earlier he wanted the video being pulled down, but by the time we had the conversation, because we were at the government house yesterday, had the proper conversation. They also told us their own side of the story, and even commended her for also speaking up. Even though they felt that she would have gone through some certain channels. All right.
Okay. When you talk about going through some certain channels, which other channels? Because you cannot tell me that this place have been like this for over this period of time, to the point that the security guy had to tell students that somebody should just say something, because it's some level of hopelessness for somebody that have been somewhere to tell young girls that somebody needs to say something. The man must have seen a lot. Okay, so is it that the government doesn't know that this particular establishment, this particular hospital exists, or this is just like how it is, the random thing that happens in the country?
I don't exonerate the government completely.
Okay.
However, I also want to.
I just want to know that's the right channel that everybody's talking about.
I'm going to respond to that. I wouldn't exonerate the government completely, even though it's their fault, it's their responsibility to fix all of this. One is under Enugu South local government. So if we also want to be, if we want to be in a bit petty, we might begin with the local government chairman. That's true. If the hospital is under the local government. I know the PHCs, primary healthcare centers, are under local government. I don't know if that's the primary healthcare center and all of that. I don't know much detail about that. However, I also want to blame the management of the hospital. All right, because they are the ones who would bring up whatever it is to the attention of the governor or to the attention of those in charge, be that the commissioner or whatever. I can't also say that they are aware completely. I can't say that they are not aware. But right now, I want to assume that they were not aware until this whole thing, because their promptness in also going to fix some of the issues that she had highlighted.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
The next day they did.
The next day they went there.
They had to install lights.
Yes.
Then doing more. Even the theater.
Even brought water. There was no water.
Yes. They attended to it.
Are you getting me? So we commend the government, for being very rapid in their response. Okay. We are not also exonerating them entirely, but we are saying that this right channel, which I told Dr. Jaya yesterday, the SPA on health, to His Excellency Governor Peter Amba, I said to him, yes, I said, fine, we keep talking about these channels, right channels. Can you kindly let us know these right channels?
These right channels, yeah, true.
Okay, true. So that next time, or even make it public, so that the citizens will know. You can't keep talking about the policies of government or the things that you expect from citizens when you've not, educated the citizens about. They are not knowledgeable about the information. They are not knowledgeable about how things work. So you need to first of all find a way to to decentralize all of these things. Pass out the information. Let people know that this are the proper channels to go about this. If the person now fails to do it, that's where you government come after them. But for her, she has done what she felt was right. And the only reason why we are getting that level of attention, I'm sure, from experience, I am very certain, I'm very sure that the condition of that hospital must have been written to authorities. I am very sure. Because having gone through what I went through last year with Iva Valley Primary Healthcare Center, and seeing the way even government tried to play their own whatever, I became convinced that probably they are aware, but maybe it wasn't a thing of priority at the time, or maybe they are still trying to budget. But that's why I still say that I'm making excuses for them. Okay, if the management of the hospital had brought up this issue and said these are the challenges, let it be on record. And probably they did not do anything about it. Let it not be on record that, okay, I said something and nothing was done.
Yeah.
But now here's a student who is her first time, she and her colleagues, Ezine and Ella, is their first time of doing their clinicals, of, starting work or resuming for their duty. And they spotted this challenge and they did a video and it's trending everywhere. And now you government are also now trying to also respond to it. So I'm glad that they're not coming about it the wrong way. They also told us yesterday nobody will threaten her, all right, and nobody will come for her for doing that. All she has done is right. And however, their only problem was the right channel. Coming back to that question, what was the right channel? And the question that the response that they gave us was that the right channel, that the governor, that she should have,
email.
Not even before the email, she should have responded to, told her school management about it. Then the school management will bring it up. Are you getting me? Then another option is that the governor reads every of his email. Or even if we had written a letter to bring it to the government house, that it will get to the governor. How many people knows that the governor reads his email? How many people understand that you can actually send letter to government house?
Exactly.
For me, I might have that knowledge, but how about every other person?
Okay.
So these young students should not be victimized.
Mhm.
They should rather be commended for speaking up. That way, it's not just about them, it's about every other student, every other Nigerian citizen out there.
Yeah, true. Let me just cut you in. Joy, your school, what is your experience like in your school? The reason why I'm asking this question is I know I went to a boarding school in my secondary school. I went to a state university. So throughout my period in the university, I did not see my VC because it's a very big school you get. But this school is relatively small. You know, the admin and stuff like that. So what is your experience with the admin, the way the school is handled, the management, the facilities in the school, how students cope and all of that?
Okay, yeah, the school is good. I won't lie about it. They have good structures. They have good teachers, and just that our management is mean. She's very mean. She takes no as an answer. Like she's a no nonsense woman. So any small thing you do, you're expelled or you're under suspension.
Is that, do you think for the students, I know you guys must have had this conversation, do you think that's the best approach?
No, I don't think it's the best. You can warn a student not to repeat whatever thing the student did, but not to send the person away or look for a very critical punishment to give to the student. But regardless, the school is a very good school.
Okay. So coming to you now, you made this video and you know that something significant is happening in that hospital right now.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel delighted that at least I'm creating an impact. I'm happy about that I poured out on something and they responded. And at least the poor masses there is the most important thing. They would come, they will see lights, they will give birth with good health condition and no complication, or booking you on a emergency CS I don't even have money for. So I love the fact that they attended to the appeal I made online.
Okay. Thank you very much. Coming to you, Deacon, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody and the person told me that the change that we're looking for, we need to get it ourselves. We don't need to, you know, wait for somebody to give it to us. So we need to fight for it. Now, a lot of things happening in Nigeria. What do you have to tell the young people with regards to this whole change thing? Using Joy's case as an instance.
Yeah, this is Joy's case. So I started doing some series of videos. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos.
Yeah.
And one of the things I end my video with is Speak Nigerian Speak. All right, and we're currently championing a campaign, Speak Up Niger. All right, we need to get our young people to start questioning things, and it also trickles down to those who are also raising children. Don't raise zombies. Our parents raised us to be too obedient, too quiet, too calm,
True.
everything has to be. But even the Bible says that, so from the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence. Only the violent take it by force. So it means that you must struggle to get everything. All right. If you remain calm and things so I picked interest because this young set of ladies spoke up. They spoke out. And for me, I didn't think that, because normal thing with Nigeria, a case comes up, it trends, and boom, nobody makes the extra effort to even follow up, to know how far. And that's why for me, I felt this thing is no go kind of people in on social media alone. Let's even take it a step further. Then I had to now reach out to Joy. So what I'm advising every young person out there is that no savior is coming to save you. Evil thrives in secrecy. Evil thrives in silence. Evil thrives when you and I see the right thing, know the right thing, but we refuse to act. It's as simple as the environment where you live. Things are not going right. And everybody keeps quiet. There's a heap of death somewhere. All right, the gully where you guys, the gully is filled of people are throwing dirt inside there. Maybe a one kitty or wasarogi. Forgetting that when erosion comes, your house might be the first that will fall. So most times, we act as though it doesn't concern us, but the truth is, no, have it at the back of your mind that nobody's more Nigerian than you, not even the president. The same power he has as is also what you have. The only difference is that he's at the helms of affairs. We've given him the power to lead us. All right. So for you as a young person, you must speak up. You must speak up. The people that will save this country are millennials and Gen Zs. I said it in one of my videos. I love the guts of these Gen Zs. For us as millennials, what can we give to them? Guidance. Which is what I think I am doing with Joy. And I'm saying, for every other person, if there's any other challenge, bro, we only die once. You talk, you die. You don't talk, you die. You do the right thing, you die. You don't do the right thing, you die. So there comes a time in a man's life where you stand up to say, you know what? Enough is enough. This country, the way it's going, 10,000 naira can only give you 7 liters of fuel, my brother. 5,000 will give you 2 point something liters of fuel. These were things that gives us 50 liters before. So at the point where if you're not angry enough about what's going on in Nigeria, then you've not started.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dickin. I really need to appreciate you. Just like you said, Joy needed the guidance, and that is what you're doing. Now, coming to hear that within 72 hours, there's something that was complained about in a particular place. A lot of changes are happening already. That is to tell you the power of media. But the thing is, the proper way to use it. I must commend Joy, and that is what we should do. No matter how small, you just need to start from somewhere. You have the tool in your hand already. You just need to start somewhere. And this is what we want to do. From our little space, we put out the ills of the society, especially the one that can be fixed, especially the ones that can be fixed. It has happened to Joy, and like she said, she's excited about it, that she complained about something and she is getting the positive results about what she complained about with regards to the hospital. This is Voice of the Age. I think we might probably go to the hospital to see how things are, then drop the report as time goes on.
Yes, sorry.
We wanted to say something.
I wanted to say something, yeah. Voice of the East, we are grateful.
Thank you.
From the depth of our heart, because I know what it takes to get diesel to power this place. But here you are giving us your platform free of charge to talk about these things. We don't take it for granted at all. And the reason of doing these things that we're doing now, for me as a media person and for her who's, a young Nigerian speaking on, is to encourage her and her likes. All right. She wasn't alone. She didn't do this alone.
Yeah.
She is Joy. There is a Zine, Ella has said we should leave her out of this. All right. Because she wants to steal whatever. That's a backstory. But I just want to let Nigerians know that you can't be victimized for doing the right thing. So this is just to go around. It's not to victimize or call out anybody or whatever. It is just to say, Nigerians, speak up. You don't know who's watching. You also don't know who is willing to come to your aid. Today she has a scholarship to study in, and this is something that they want me to facilitate. Let's do it now. Some people are also offering to bring her abroad. But in this situation, you don't just make decisions
very quickly. Yes,
you have to weigh options.
True.
Look at the ones that are more sustainable. Because we're very emotionally driven.
Yes.
When you the emotions now, they do things and the next thing. So we are the end point of this whole thing is Ajibo, thank you. Voice of the East, thank you.
Thank you.
The houses in Enugu and beyond that has also been, coming through for us in all of this struggle. Thank you. Nigeria will be great.
Yes.
It's a struggle.
True.
Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. We're not going to tell our children that you're the leaders of tomorrow. We're going to hand it over to them. And the people wait tell us some of them, even the people tell us they don't die. Papa don't die. The person will been tell him. Papa mate will been tell him. don't also die. And him don't die, but if Papa is the so we can't continue this way. Nigeria will be great.
Thank you very much, Dickie Joy. Thank you so much. Immediately I got your number, I reached out to her and she said she was going to get back to me, that she wants to talk to her team, not knowing that the leader of the team is also my organ that I respect so much in the media industry, and it is a good one. We're going to have some follow-ups concerning this Wani General Hospital, and please, if you can, I think you can reach out to Joy and probably follow up. Okay, because trust me, we need to support her. If she can do this within the short period of time that she went to that facility, she would do more. There are some things that comes to you naturally, and when we see those things, the best we can do is to support. The best we can do is to rally around and tell this person that she's not alone. So thank you for coming, Joy. Thank you so much for coming, Deacon. This is Voice of the East, and we bring more to you. My name is Big Ajibo. See you soon.